online class, economics. My name is Mr. John Abene. Learning objective. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to define agriculture. Number 2, mention at least 4 problems of agriculture in Nigeria. Explain at least 3 problems affecting agriculture in Nigeria. Agriculture is the production of crops and rearing of animals for man use. Now we all know every one of us feed from agriculture. And wherever you are, as human beings, you feed one time or the other. So when you look at agriculture in another way, it is also what? A deliberate what? A deliberate action made by what? Man. In the process of what? Producing crops and rearing of what? Animals for man use. Problems of agriculture in West Africa. Now when we talk about West Africa, it also what? Nigeria is in what? West is also among West Africa. Now African countries are facing with numerous what? Problems. Problems which militate against the development of agriculture. Agriculture in West Africa, even though about 60 to 70% populations are what? Of Africa are engaged in agriculture. You discover that if you are staying in a town like this, you may not understand, but a large number of Nigerian populations are what? Engaged in agriculture. Now, let's look at some of the problems. The problems include, number 1, land tenure system. Now we'll talk about land tenure system. Because of the land tenure system in Africa, a lot of farmers are being discouraged. Because land in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole is owned by what? Both the government and individuals. And for that reason, for the issue of that land tenure, it discourages a lot of people buying a large land because you may not be there for a long time before they may either collect it from you or rent it to another person. Inadequate finance. Some of the farmers are poor. They don't have money to buy the necessary things in order to develop their farm project. Then we also look at poor transportation system. You can agree with me that in most of our rural areas, the roads are bad. There are some places that if you want to go there, you find it very hard, very difficult because of the bad roads. Then we also have inadequate storage facilities and processing facilities. When you travel to places like Benue State, you understand exactly what I'm saying. You see a lot of crops. Most especially, this is the period of what? The mangoes. When you enter some villages, you see how a lot of mangoes are being wasted because they cannot preserve them. They don't even have the facility to preserve. So it affects agricultural development. Then we also have inadequate input. Inadequate input. Farmers need something like what? Farm input like fertilizer, chemical are needed for the production of what? Of crops. But because of the level of poverty, they cannot be able to buy. And sometimes the government couldn't provide for them. We also have lack of what? Basic amenities. We all know. One of the reasons why you see the young men coming to the town is what? Because they don't have basic amenities out there in the rural area. The uses of crude implements. A lot of them are using what? Are using cutlasses and what? And hoe. Up to now. Then unfavorable what? Climate, etc. Several times you discover that when you expect rain to fall, sometimes rain may not fall. And the weather affects the production of affect the agricultural production. Inadequate finances. Majority of the farmers do not have money, just like what I told you, to make what? Process of what? Land. Farm tools to improve what? Their farm work. Like I told you, majority of farmers are poor. And because they are poor, they don't have enough money to process all these things. This is now your note. Copy it very well. And then, after copying your notes, here is an assignment for you. List and explain 5 problems facing West African agricultural development. Thank you. God bless you.